As a kid, like nothing's changed. The only difference that's changed is where I live. So even when I was in the Caribbean, I would be outside all day long. Chasing birds, lizards. I mean, my mom could tell you a story of one time we're driving home and an iguana fell out of this huge tree. And I don't know why, but my first instinct was to go catch it. And I chased this thing down for like about 5 minutes and I caught it just for the sake of catching it. Just to have that relationship with that animal. I let it go after. I didn't do anything with it. I caught it and had to take some pictures and I let it go. My name is Jareed Samuel, 27 years old. I'm a millwright apprentice and we're at my home here in Langley. I'm originally from a small island in the Caribbean called Trinidad. Well, it's 2 islands, Trinidad and Tobago. Growing up there, always into wildlife, you know, watching Animal Planet and National Geographic and anything to do with animals. I think at one point I was really obsessed with Steve Irwin as a kid growing up, and I tried to document different animals that I would capture. My grandpa was a forest ranger, and so he always instilled being outside in us. So a couple family traditions we had, on certain holidays, we would go out into the woods for a day trip, or we'd go at a family's friend's place where they had a huge pond where we fished for tilapia. All my cousins and I would get together. We'd go to find like a patch of bamboo, cut down bamboo stalks, get fishing line and wine corks, hooks, and then bread, stale bread, and basically fish all day. Coming from a small island where a long drive for us at the time was like maybe 30 minutes. And then I think like most people or most immigrants, you come to British Columbia and you're just sort of taken aback by the vastness of things, right? You can drive for 2 hours and still not be anywhere in this province. You can drive for 3 hours and just in any direction. But in Trinidad, it's not anything like British Columbia where you have such vast areas of wilderness. There are hunters in Trinidad, like we do have a lot of small game species. And I've eaten small game before, but never drew a connection between the hunt and then the animal. I just sort of saw it as, well, there's meat and I'm gonna eat it. I overheard a couple guys at rugby talking about going hunting, and I thought, I've never been camping or anything like that before, so what better way to like do anything? And I just asked them, I said, hey man, like I'm green as they come, I've never done anything. Would you guys be willing to take me out? And they were like, absolutely, no problem. So my first experience was in June of 2016. I went and got my initiation hunter's license. Spent what seemed like forever, but it was probably like 3 or 4 days in the woods. And I was hooked ever since, man. I got my license that season, and it's just been continuous nonstop trying to consume as much information and be outside as much as I can. In Aldo Leopold's book, Sand County Almanac, he kind of references how the day starts with, you know, the morning stylark starting off, and then the gashawk, and then, you know, the white-tailed deer, and then so on and so forth. Being able to sit down in complete silence and sort of listen, and you can sort of pattern and check off all these things. At this time, the deer are gonna start doing this up the hill. You know, I'm gonna start hearing these birds. You know, the ruffed grouse is gonna come off his roost and down onto the road. And for me, that connection and experiencing that sort of symphony is really important to me. If I say I hunt, am I what you picture? We're not as different as you may think.